my 20s, I was so much more conscious about my body. And I'm like, what the fuck was I thinking?
Yeah.
I should have been strutting down the King's Road in a bikini.
Hello and welcome to the Team Podcast with me, Heather Steele. Today I'm joined by Vanessa Menrad and Sarah Templeman. Hodge, welcome, both of you.
Hi.
Did either of you watch the Euros last night, England?
I didn't watch it. My
not?
husband and son watched it. I watched Keeping Up with the Kardashians.
Oh, did you?
I love that.
But I sort of, I could hear what was going on and
Yeah.
it was positive. But also I'm so obsessed with Jude Bellingham.
He's amazing. He's
Oh my
just
God.
He's
amazing.
like-
I couldn't believe he's so young.
He's 20.
Yeah.
I thought
Yeah.
he looks like 25 minimum.
Yeah, no,
when we
he's-
checked it, we were like 20.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's just so considered.
Yeah.
Like, have you seen that Adidas ad with Jude Bellingham?
Oh, so good.
Isn't it
Yeah,
insane?
It's really amazing.
It's so clever. I always think about those adverts when the marketing team are like, well, there's a famous song with his
Yeah.
name in it. And they've now made this. So if you haven't seen the advert, it's basically past tournaments, like the disappointment of the nation. And they're going into people's sitting rooms.
Yeah.
Ex-players like David Beckham like hanging his head, Gary Neville sort of commentating saying, you know, they needed this loss, they're going to come back stronger. The song in the background is Hey Jude, and they're building it, and then it's him like, Hey Jude, and then he scores, and like the pressure on this kid.
So much pressure.
Like it's like he's the one man
Yeah.
in
Yeah.
the team.
Well, they were saying, because you watched it last night as well, at the beginning, they were like, we've all got to not put this pressure on Jude, like he's still young, and then he
Yeah.
scored like
Yeah.
really soon
Yeah.
afterwards,
But
and then
this
everyone just lost their shit again.
You can't
and,
let history repeat itself.
No.
You know, like putting
But I
pressure on such
feel
young.
Yeah.
the country has learned from that,
Yeah.
from David
Yeah.
Beckham.
Yeah.
His parents should be so proud.
But I think Saka's amazing as well. He's really
Yeah.
young. He got like loads of amazing
Yeah.
A-level results. Is this incredible
Oh.
footballer, a really lovely
nice
man.
kid. There's a match on Thursday, isn't there? The next
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
I have to
See?
watch double. I'm
I
watching
know, I
the
was gonna
Germany
say.
ones
Yes.
as well.
Are you enjoying that it's in Germany?
Yes, I am actually. I was on a birthday on Friday when the first game was on. It was against Scotland.
Oh God,
And
don't! I
couldn't-
watched that because my dad's Scottish,
Oh,
and he
yeah, but-
texted me like, "I've switched off."
I did an even worse thing. I didn't realise we were that far ahead. It was like 4-0 at this point. I go to this girl next to me. I'm like, oh, like, can you tell me how's it going? Because I
Yeah.
can't see that far without glasses. Turns out that girl is Scottish.
Oh, no.
And my friend just goes, this is quite rude, asking the
Yeah, like-
Scottish girl to
Yeah.
tell you the score when Germany is up for it.
Yeah,
It's really rubbing her
Yeah.
face in it.
It was not intended.
I'm sure
With my
by-
pretzel in hand. So, what's the status?
With Lados.
Oh.
I mean,
And my beer.
Yeah. Actually, Iron Brew, I don't know if you've seen it, speaking of good adverts, they did a really good advert about them versus Scotland that was on
Oh,
the other
really?
week.
Oh,
and it
fun.
was really,
Oh, I
it's
love
actually,
that.
it's worth a Google. Anyway, on to new and noteworthy. Hodge, I'll come to you.
Okay.
What are your three new and noteworthy things?
I am obsessed with this new TV show called Presumed Innocent.
I really
We had
want to
friends
watch
to stay
that.
on Saturday night, and I literally told them about it 3 times. They were like, okay.
You said that an hour
We're going to
ago.
watch it. It's like a crime thriller, which is my bag. So Harrison Ford did it in the 90s, I think, and it was a hit. And then they've remade it on Apple TV with Jake Gyllenhaal and Peter Skarsgård.
Yeah.
Oh, well, hello there.
No, not
Peter.
Oh, Peter.
Not Alex.
Not
Not
him.
him,
Yeah,
sorry.
he's not.
I mean, you might like
He's not-
Peter as
Yeah,
well.
maybe I like Peter.
But I was thinking, it's
No,
probably
okay, no,
not,
sorry,
it's
I
not
was thinking about
it's
the
not
wrong one.
there's
He's the
4
baddie
of
in it,
them,
though.
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
depends if
fancy
you like that energy.
baddies.
Yeah. And like I've only watched 2 episodes because annoyingly they're doing
weekly.
they
They
did
do
2
that on Apple,
and then
don't
1
they?
every Wednesday.
They like hook you in,
I
and then they're
know.
like, no,
Yeah.
you need to wait a week.
But each ending was like, like it's so
I love
good,
that.
and it's a really good cast, and there's a bit of like a family, like sex affairs, family drama. It's really good,
Bit of everything.
like good TV. And then what else? Oh, it was my birthday a couple of weeks ago.
Happy birthday to
Thank
them.
you. And normally we're in Cornwall because it always falls on the second weekend of half term. And we always go to Cornwall for half term. But this year we didn't. And we were like, let's have a party. Let's
I
have
love
a
that.
house party.
Even
Yes.
better.
Like, fuck it. Let's do it. We like threw a little bit of money at it and got some caterers, which we've
Yeah.
never done before. We use this company called Chili Bees.
Oh, I think they might have done something
think
for
they
us
may have
in the
done.
past. Yeah, I've definitely tried their stuff. It's really good.
Oh, it was so lush to have somebody come to the house.
Yeah.
We sort of set up the house in the day, so like moved
Yeah.
furniture.
Yeah.
James put these mega lights up in the garden. And so they came and really nice staff. Really, they had like one chef and then 2 other assistants and then 2 really sweet bar girls.
Also, there was someone to make drinks as well.
Yeah, we bought all the booze,
Yeah.
and then we said what cocktails we were going to serve, and then they brought the right glasses.
That's
But it was such a game changer because the lady who was hosting was like, "What's your drink?" And I was like, "Oh, I think I'm gonna go Paloma."
Yeah.
So I did she just kept delivering me Palomas.
Great.
But like she would like find me out in the room, and
But
then,
also, when you're the one hosting, or
Yeah.
it's your birthday, right? You don't want to spend, like, I find when you host, you spend most time being like, are you okay? Do you want some more food?
Yeah, like
can we get the dessert
running
out? You know,
around,
whereas if you have someone to do that, it's almost like you become
I
a guest
really
as well.
enjoyed it.
It's-
Like I loved it. I
Yeah.
mean, you don't really talk to enough people because you flip, but it was so like they were just dreamy, and they sort of left at 10:30, and I really mixed my friendship groups up.
Yes. How did that go?
Which I don't really do that often.
Do you feel, I was having this discussion with some friends the other week. I feel like one of the girls in the group, I know all her friends, like they're my friends as well now, but the rest of us have all kind of kept the friendship groups quite separate. And I think I am a bit like that. I'm like, these are my Brighton friends, these are my uni friends, these are my school friends. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't really mix people
I
very much,
love mixing.
but I kind of
Do
wish
you?
I
I think it's,
could.
Yeah, I think it's like the most like lovely thing. Like I introduce people all the time because I'm like, oh
Yeah.
my god, like we
That's
can
so
all
nice.
be friends now. My dream is, and I only moved to London like 4 years ago now, so like I don't have that many friends in London like as of yet. But like the more like I meet people, I introduce people to people, like your friend group just grows and grows. And
I know.
sometimes people don't get on, and then that's just that. But like most of the time, it's so surprising
Yeah,
how
yeah.
well people get on.
I think you sort of, when it's your party, you can't really stand with somebody and like monitor how the conversation's going and like put helpful tidbit. I always think that Bridget Jones introduced people with helpful tidbits. I always do that. So you're sort of like, good luck.
Yeah, that's
Bye.
good.
Have a good time.
So everyone's adults. So
Yeah.
it's like, come on, you can mingle.
And do you know what? Everyone loved each other.
That's great.
The people I want to be around are like, they want to have a good time and want to
Yeah.
have fun. And I feel like, the people who I've sort of fallen out of touch with in uni are probably the people who didn't give me that energy.
Yeah, yeah.
So, I feel like the older I get, the more I really value people who I leave like a conversation, an evening, a dinner with, and I'm like, oh my God, you fill my soul with goodness. And that can be people who make me laugh. It can be people who
Great listeners.
great
advice,
listeners,
yeah.
Inspiring friends. Like, it's different ways, but people who just are like, they leave a good feeling when they leave. And then I'm loving the nutritionist. I feel as if I'm late to the party because she had a big spread in the Sunday Times a couple of weeks ago and everyone was like raving about her. But this girl called Emily English.
Yes.
So I've been making lots of recipes via Instagram of hers, and then we got the book, and she is gorgeous.
Yeah.
And we made a tuna protein bagel on Saturday.
That sounds
Does it take
Gosh.
long to make?
No,
and stuff?
so it's tuna, jalapenos, yogurt, sriracha.
Yeah.
So that
Yeah.
on a protein bagel.
Oh, nice. Oh, that
I love
sounds...
simple.
Yeah,
recipes,
yeah.
Like, not
It
too much
tasted-
fuss of like
it
loads
looks
of.
a bit rank.
Yeah.
That's the
But
kind of
that's
thing I
okay.
would make for lunch at home, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
So easy.
Mm.
We were going to bed last night and James was saying, night, Emily. I was like, who are you speaking to? It's like, this hottie on the cover of the He's like, if you eat that, are you going to look like that? I was
Oh,
like,
charming.
are you watching that Chris Hemsworth? What was that series in? Are you going to look like that? If you what? Okay.
Yeah, you should get him back with that next time you see someone.
No, I mean, we love a bit of gentle jab. But yeah, so
the
anyway.
looks good. You'd
It looks good. And Saskia on my team was apparently the prawn pesto pasta is off the hook.
sounds good.
And I love a prawn.
Yeah.
And I love pesto and I love pasta. So what's not to love?
The
There we
3
go.
Ps.
I know. So yeah, I reckon she's nailing life.
She's,
Good for
nice
her.
one. Oh, I'll have a look through that. Because
Yeah.
I saw it was coming out, but I haven't actually had a flick through
Yeah,
it.
it's on Amazon. Oh,
Yeah.
I think it's number 1.
Vanessa, what have you got for us?
So I've basically not perfected, but I like to experiment with my beauty products. Because in the morning, I'm like, I don't want to do a lot of stuff. So I've been trying to like do my evening routine more. So I wake up refreshed.
Yeah.
And
Nice.
so what I'm doing now, and it's working really well. I've been getting some compliments. So I'm
I was going to say, your
assuming
skin's
it's
looking
working.
great.
I was like,
yeah.
maybe it's working. So I'm just going to put it out there for
Yeah,
other
let's
people to
hear
try.
it.
Luminous.
Essentially what I've been doing, I washed my face with my CeraVe, trusted CeraVe forever. And I learned this from a beauty school video that is going to come out eventually at some point. But one of the things she did is she takes like a face mist, like a water face mist, and she spritzes it. And I just spritz it like 3 times, but she spritzed it like, you know, this way, then so up and down, sideways. Wow. She spritzes it quite a lot. So I was like, I'm going to try that. And then she just sits there for a bit and
before
lets it sink in. Yeah, well, she was doing it before. I don't want to give it away, but she would then do something else. But I do that after washing my face. I spritz it, and then I wait a while. I just let it sink in. I actually currently use the Dr. Barbara Sturm one, and then I have this. It's like a night mask. It can either be used as a cream cleanser or as a night mask. It's quite a thick moisturizer. It's from the Seated Queen.
Oh, yeah.
It's called the cold cream, I think.
I've got a face oil of theirs, but I haven't started using it yet.
It smells quite herbally. And at first I was a bit like, because I've got really sensitive skin, I was a bit like, oh, is it going to really react? But it's one of the only things that doesn't react at all. Put a really thick layer on and then I gua sha. The gua sha is important. The gua sha you have to do. And then I have a silk turban. I use the slip turban, and that is literally, I mean, for me, it's partly because of the curls, but also I noticed when I put it in a turban, none of the hair goes in the face overnight, and like, you know, there's no irritation through that. And then the last thing I do is I put a lip mask on. I use the Laneige one now, and I have one of the driest lips you could possibly imagine. Like I bite my lips a lot as well. Yeah. I honestly I've been using it for like a month now, and my lips like so soft. When I wake up the next morning, I'm honestly like it just feels so good. Like it feels so hydrated.
It looks amazing.
And the spots are usually down as well. Like it just like really helps. Like,
I know I can't stop looking at it now, but
I did also have a tan, so like that adds to it. But like I thought I'd share. Don't want to gatekeep, because I feel like this is a good way, especially for the people in the morning who just want to like wash their face, put some moisturizer on without big like crazy steps. But yeah, so there we go. Okay. And then so I've been on holiday. I went to Italy for like 9 days, and I started it off. I flew to Bologna, where I met a friend of a friend. I stayed with them, but I spent the whole day I was there by myself. So I got there Friday, and then the whole of Saturday I had. But I was by myself. And I've never really done that before, where I just went on a city trip and I just discovered a city by myself.
Yeah, I love that.
Like I feel like I've always had either a partner or a friend with me or family, or even if I like lived in a new place, like you would always find someone to go with you. But I was all by myself and I was super nervous. But if there's any city that's good for that, Bologna was perfect. It is
quite small and walkable, isn't it?
And also what I found was like all the places I ate at, they were all kind of like so relaxed that like, you know, it wasn't like, oh, I'm just having my dinner by myself. Like I felt always like everyone was on the go anyways. So basically I created like a day for myself to like discover like everything in 24 hours. So I started off in the morning. I went to a place called Papare, which is like a breakfast place. And you know, in Italy, they have those cornettos with the like filling, like cream filling. And I had like a pistachio.
Nice.
For breakfast.
Yeah, pistachio matcha croissant.
That and an espresso, they're good to go.
Honestly, it was really nice. And that was like very much like there was loads of sharing benches. So like it didn't matter that you were by yourself. Like you just had your little breakfast. Then I moved on. I did a couple places for lunch because a lot of the places in Bologna give like takeaway pastas, so it's like smaller portions, a bit cheaper, but you can try more things.
Nice.
So I started off, I went to the Mercato di Mezzo.
Oh yeah, which I know what that is. Yeah,
it's like a little market, and there's loads of different food types in there, which I thought is quite nice if you want to test more than one. So I went to the like fish counter first, and then I had some gnocchi with just a pomodoro and some cheese on top, because I'm pescatarian, so sadly I couldn't eat the one thing that is like very famous in Bologna.
Bolognese.
But I made it work anyways. So there was lovely because you could try so many. There was also like pizzas, there was cakes and desserts, like, and you could just like, you could sit inside, outside. I said I also got an Aperol Spritz, obviously. And I sat on the terrace by myself. I had my little pasta, my little drink.
Nice.
And I love that you do on your own.
Yeah,
I know.
So cool.
It felt weirdly empowering.
Did you feel like not conscious?
At first I did, and then it became like, it suddenly was like, oh, it's absolutely fine. Like no one.
But I think especially if you're like, you know, in a city you don't live as well, I think there's something even more freeing about that.
Yeah, because you're people watching. Like,
exactly. Yeah, I was just watching, and also everything's so tight and small that like it doesn't really matter anyways. And also, it gave me time to do all the things I wanted to do.
Yeah.
I went on a little hunt. So there's the 7 Secrets of Bologna, like myths or like funny things that are hidden throughout town, and you can hunt for them. So I did that as part of my discovering the city.
That's a good idea.
And that was really nice. I didn't even start it for ages, and then this guy randomly came up to me and he's like, "Are you looking for the 7 Secrets?" And I was like, "Oh, I haven't started." And he showed me the first 2 because he was just around. Yeah.
Nice.
So that was really nice.
Yeah.
So I did that for most of the day, and then I ended it on queuing for an hour to get some gelato, which apparently, according to the Italians, is the best gelato in Italy.
Which place
It's
was
called
that?
Cremeria Santo Stefano.
Yes, I did go there.
Yeah.
Yes.
Isn't it amazing?
Yes, it was. Yeah.
Is it worth an hour?
I wanted to go back and get more. I was so
really?
obsessed
So
with
it is like a cut above.
It was just, yeah, it was so like, there was one flavour, it's called Cafe Bianco, and apparently like that online, loads of people said like, you need to get that flavour. I never really get coffee ice cream.
Yeah.
But Jesus Christ.
Is it good?
It was so good. And then I had to get the pistachio as well, because it's my favourite ice cream flavour.
Yeah.
I nearly shed a tear. So I was like, this is so beautiful. I had to call my parents. I was like, guys, I need to share this with someone. It's so good. So yeah, it was just a day packed full of like discovery and food, and I just had a lot of fun just by myself.
I like that.
Town.
Yeah.
I think it's a real like sign of self-confidence and like knowing yourself if you're happy in your own company.
Yeah.
For sure.
And that you can entertain yourself.
Yeah.
It almost like I let myself to the places
Yeah,
I wanted
that's
to go
great.
without even noticing.
Yeah.
I kept walking past places being like, oh, this one was on TikTok. I obviously did my TikTok research, as you do.
Wow, I mean, I would never do that for anyone. I should do that, look at TikTok.
TikTok is a hit and miss. It really
I was going to say,
depends.
you might find an amazing local who knows their stuff.
Yeah, exactly. Worth a look.
Yeah.
Okay.
You just need to filter. You need to know your,
I'm going to do that before we go to Greece in the summer.
Yeah.
Hit up some TikTok.
I feel like there's loads of good TV on at the moment, which I'm really happy about. So House of the Dragon starts tonight, which I'm mega excited about, the 2nd series. And then The Bear starts next week, series 3.
Wow.
So I'm just like, bring on all the good TV. But one thing that I really wanted to recommend, because basically it's this show called Inside Number 9 that's been on BBC 2 for like the last 10 years. But I feel like not that many people actually know about it, because I know when I mentioned it to you two earlier, you were like, what's that? But it's like, it's so funny because I feel if you know about it, like you really know about it and are bang into it. So it's quite funny. But it's basically written by Reece Shearsmith and Steve Pemberton, who did The League of Gentlemen back in the day with Mark Gatiss. So they're like sort of these two amazing friends who've been writing for like 25 years. And Inside Number 9 is basically an anthology series. So they've done 9 series. So they've just finished it last week. And each series is 6 episodes long and half-an-hour episodes each, but they're just completely different each time. So Reece and Steve are always in it, but they're always playing completely different characters.
Oh, wow,
some of them are like ghost stories, some are like mysteries, some are comedies. Like you just never know what you're going to get every episode. But I can't tell you
that's really fun,
how good it is. Like genuinely, they're so good. There's an amazing one. I think it's everyone's favourite, or most people's favourite, but it's just got Sheridan Smith in.
She's so
and it's just her on her own for half an hour, and it's
God.
insane. Like just proves like what an amazing actress she is. That was from about 5 or 6 years ago. Nicola Walker's in one. Like every sort of big British actor or actress you can think about. It's like one of those things to like be in an Inside Number 9. So
it's like in the States, if you can host Saturday Night Live.
Exactly, yeah.
It's like comedy, like that presence.
Exactly, and you get like a character you'd never get to play otherwise. But anyway, I would really recommend it. Some of them are very weird, but I think it's just like if you just watch 1 or 2, they're all on all half an hour. They're all
not too bad.
They're all on iPlayer, but I promise you, because I've seen on Twitter quite a few people just discovering it because I think it's been in the papers a bit and news because it was the wrapping up of the whole series. But would like heartily recommend it. It's really good, especially weeknight telly when you just want to watch like 1 or 2 half-an-hour things. Would really recommend that. And then when I was on holiday the other week, which I'll probably talk about another time, I read Blue Sisters by Coco Mellor. So her new book.
What was her first one called?
So Cleopatra and Frankenstein,
which I love.
I haven't actually read because I think when it came out, everyone on the podcast was like reading it separately and kept talking about it. So I was like, I won't read that one now because everyone's spoken about that at length. So I do now need to go back and read it. But Blue Sisters is her second book. It came out this month.
Is it
really
good?
recommend. Yeah, it's really, really good. Her writing style, I really, really like.
That's what I thought about the first one. The only thing I will say about this book, I keep having it in my hand in the shop, but it's so large.
Oh, is
it?
So,
I've got a small copy.
Oh, you've got a small
have.
Oh, can I borrow that?
Yes,
is it like a family drama then?
Yes.
Because I love a family
Exactly.
saga.
So I think you'll quite like it. So this isn't spoiling anything, but there's basically it's called Blue Sisters because Blue's their surname, and there are 4 sisters. Well, you mainly know 3. There's Avery, Bonnie, and Lucky, who are 3 sisters. Exactly. One's a boxer in the States, like a pro boxer. One's a lawyer who lives with her wife in London, and then there's Lucky, who's a model and is sort of all over the place modelling.
Oh, what a family!
I know, but there used to be 4 of them. There was a 4th sister called Nikki, and you find out straight away that she's died. And so it's all about like the sisters have been sort of scattered, and have got like various strained relationships with their parents, but it's about them sort of coming together a year on from the death to kind of reconnect and grow and argue and
sister bitchiness.
Exactly, but also the amazing closeness as well. Like the
sister.
sort of have you not got one?
No, I haven't got a sister. But my mum has got 3 sisters. Yeah. She's one of 6, and they're just so tight.
But that's what the book, even from the beginning, it says how you have these friendships when you're a kid and you're like, yeah, you were sisters, and they're like, no, but you're not, because you just don't understand that like being a sister is this like unshakable bond. And then I guess that's what the book explores.
Because I always think about the Kardashians, they're so horrible to each other.
But that's a form of love for them,
they
probably.
love each other so much. But you can just say, because you can say whatever you think, and there's no fear of, because you're always going to be sisters.
Yeah.
Whereas friends, you might be like,
it's still brittle, isn't it? Something
you're still like, you don't want to break a friendship, so you hold back a bit.
Yeah, exactly.
Whereas sisters, you're like, fuck it, we're in it together.
Exactly. See you at Christmas.
See you at Christmas.
But no, I am now going to go back and read Cleopatra and Frankenstein. But yeah.
You've really sold that to me. I'm really excited.
Yeah, for any sort of summer holidays.
From what you were explaining as well, it's like the similar vibe to what the other one was like with the there was a lot of emotion like transferred through the book, which is quite nice.
I found it really sad.
It is quite, I mean,
I do, that's about a sort of relationship with 2 people.
But this is I think it's what I like is that it's like it's life, it's not too like romanticized, it's not too like
same with
it's
this
very
as well.
like we argue, we love, we're just human. Like we feel a lot of shit all the time.
So I think
like
this
books.
is probably that's her style. And would heartily recommend that if you need something to read when you're going on holiday this summer.
Heather.
So let's quickly move on to SL picks. Hodge, your favourite was What's Inside Sophie Haboo's Handbag.
It was my favourite. I'm so nosy. When I was at uni, my girlfriends used to think I was so weird because I wanted to watch them put their makeup on when we were going out.
What do you use?
I'm such a like... I want to copy and like learn.
And,
And so I love knowing what people put in that handbag.
It's always got like at least one surprising item in their bag. What
had
does she
these
have?
pills that you take, like they were called relaxation and chill, which obviously everyone wants relax and chill. So why wouldn't you take them? But she was like, if you have too many coffees, they're just quite good. And I often have too many coffees because it's just such a habit. I'm like, I need a coffee.
Like whenever you have one now.
Yeah.
There it is.
So there it is. So she had that, which I was. We'll link it below because it was. I hadn't heard of the brand before, and that's weird because I'm a supplement queen. So I don't know what happened, but it was relaxation and chill. So she had that. Also, what was I found wild was it all of her makeup was loose.
Oh really?
I mean, it was in a big bag, but I have my makeup in a makeup bag.
I need it in a separate bag.
Whereas she was just putting it.
See, I have mine. There's like a little zip up pocket inside the bag, so I just whack it in there.
No, she didn't have that, but she had a lot of Charlotte Tilbury.
Nice.
She was loving that. So so that was my favourite. I could watch that for hours. It's such
I feel like, is that a mini series we've got going on at the moment?
Yeah, because we did lose.
Yes.
What about you?
Mine was, so I wasn't here, I was away, I was very envious because it was the annual Anya Hind March ice cream project hall in the office.
I wasn't there for that either.
No, I wasn't either.
Well, I was going to start,
guys.
but essentially, the last couple of years, actually, she's got her shop in Belgravia, and they kind of it's a pop-up shop and every month they do something new. But the last couple of years, like she does with her handbags, they collaborate with household names and stuff like, you know, Heinz and Branston Pickle and like all of those to create these ice creams. And I really want to try the Perello olive ice cream so badly. I love those olives. They're just, the Queen olives are just
so good,
the best thing ever. Bougie. But I really want to try those in ice cream form. Yeah.
She's so mega.
She's awesome.
Love her.
Massive fan.
Massive fan.
Massive fan. But also a massive fan of her pop-ups and ice cream. I went with Alex Dudley actually last year and we tried some, and there was a Branston pickle and cheese, which was actually really nice. It was. It sounds grim, but honestly it was really nice. And there's a Sarson's vinegar one this year that I really want to try. Basically, the weirder ones, the better. They have like Rice Krispies ones and like nice sweet ones that you'd probably really like. But no, I really want to.
Interesting.
It's whet my appetite to go and visit the shop, that TikTok. So I shall be doing
so you can just go.
You can just go and you can buy tubs of it or a scoop. They can compare it to your gelato you had. But I just, the branding, it's just so cool.
She's cool.
She's cool.
She's thinking outside the box.
She does. But so I shall be doing that this weekend. Vanessa, you had Taste of London.
Yes. Well, I just thought it deserves a mention. We posted a TikTok beforehand where Sherry went to some of the restaurants and tested some of it, and then we did another one on Instagram, a reel where they actually went to Taste of London and tasted some bits, and then a lot of us actually went afterwards over the weekend. And we just really enjoyed then everyone like seeing on everyone's Instagram what they've been testing, and you know, and then I went yesterday as well.
What was some of your favourite plate? What did you?
Well, I'm full disclosure, I had food poisoning beforehand, so I had I couldn't eat a lot of the stuff I wanted to eat because I wanted to be a bit careful, especially around raw fish and things like that. Because it was a shrimp who gave me the food poisoning in the first place. So I was a bit like, I had to get a lobster slider because I missed when they actually came to the office as well.
Burger and lobster.
Yeah, burger and lobster, So I got one of those. We got
I love you went from prawns.
I know, like, I'm not having any prawns.
I'm not having any prawns,
have
but
lobster.
I don't want a cheese and pickle sandwich.
The lobster, I couldn't say no to. I had a bit of a stomachache after, but it was so worth it.
Good.
And then we had some gnocchi from Norma. It was gnocchi with an almond pesto.
Tasty.
It was really nice.
Oh, that's Sicilian nut pesto.
Yeah, really nice. Because I'm not a huge pesto fan, but like almond pesto was like, yes, I can get into this.
I'm going to go next year.
You know what I was surprised about is how much like free stuff there is as well. Like how many like, you know, little bits they give out.
Testers
I thought I had to pay for everything. But yeah, it was actually really nice.
Yeah. And then for news review, we thought we'd talk about Trooping the Colour and the fact that Kate Middleton was sort of back in the public eye this weekend. Yeah. Time magazine obviously covered it and was explaining how it was her first public return, you know, since the beginning of the year, how her appearance marks a significant return to public life, yet the mother of three is open about the challenges ahead. Although she attended Trooping the Colour, the royal may well be absent from future events as her recovery is set to continue over the covering months. I think, without even looking for it, I just keep being served these sort of wild conspiracy theories about her.
Even now? Pre-announcement.
This being like she's not been seen all this year, this. And I didn't believe any of them, but it was a bit like...
Because I thought that had died down after she did the, like, I've got cancer.
No, because then I think some people thought that video wasn't real either. People on the internet are like...
Conspiracy theories go to a whole nother...
The more
information you throw at them.
I need
that's very much a good thing.
Yeah, I was going to say, it's for the best. It's not a very fun place.
No, but I feel like it was great. It just really silenced everyone who was, you know, unfairly speculating, you know, just leave the poor woman alone.
I know. She's just so graceful and she just gets it right, doesn't she? Like, she's just, and I think it was the perfect event to come back for
100%,
just to show, you know, united family, and for her and King Charles having like chats on the balcony.
Yeah, of course.
Like, they seem to have such a nice relationship, and obviously he's having cancer treatment as well. But hopefully everyone.
That's what I think. For me, that's kind of how I feel. Like, hopefully people just give her some space now. Because I mean, obviously, I was reading rumours that people thought she was dead or in a coma. Do you know what I mean?
I think it's sad that she had to show
her
face.
I agree.
You know, for the sake of, like, I mean, it's absolutely lovely, but like, it's just unfair that people throw these things at her, even though...
But she's like public property.
In people's eyes,
you know, like she you know, that's the role, isn't it?
Yeah.
But hopefully this is enough she can now enjoy a lovely summer with the children.
Yeah.
I hope so. No,
just
relax.
have a nice time. Yeah.
No, good for her. Wish her a speedy recovery.
We adore her. Yeah.
And then finally, we're at the community part of the podcast. So there's one here I was going to read out, which we thought was quite interesting, that came in 3 days ago. Saying short dress advice needed. Our community member has said, I've always had terrible inner judgmental voice about my legs. They're strong and I'm proud of them, but I've never been confident enough to wear anything remotely short. I'm going on my hen in August and have bought a gorgeous pink dress from H&M for it, but as you've guessed it, it's short. If we have a few drinks, I should probably have some nice underwear on. That's how short it is. And then she said, I'd love some genuine hacks on how to make me more confident about getting my legs out. Are there tights I should consider? Tanning? Send the dress back, you're being ridiculous.
No.
In advance, no.
Never send the dress back.
So yeah, she is just saying thanks in advance for any tips. So yeah, I was wondering if either of you...
Congrats on your wedding.
Exactly.
I know everybody will probably say this to her, but I feel that you worry about what other people think, and they are all worrying about their own shit.
Yeah.
Like, honestly, the fact that you've got strong, healthy legs sounds mega.
Yeah.
Just own it. And I always think, fuck, you know, on my 20s, I was so much more conscious about my body and used to cover up and, you know, I didn't really like wearing short skirts. And I'm like, what the fuck was I thinking?
Yeah.
I should have been strutting down the King's Road in a bikini.
Yeah.
Like,
It's really restricting, isn't it?
It's crazy. And when you're so young, like, you know, you just wear it.
If she's bought the dress, it's clearly like a dress she's fallen in love with.
Yeah.
And
But I think there are ways to do it to make yourself, like, wear good knickers.
I have the same issue. Like, I spend a lot of time, like, being like, I don't want to wear short stuff. I was, like, just mostly scared that people would see my cellulite or that, like, you know,
Everyone's
my
got
butt would
cellulite.
come out.
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
that was, like,
yes, thank you.
Yeah,
Yes.
exactly. Like, it doesn't really matter.
No.
But, like, what, like, helped me a bit was, like, you know, getting, like, these, I got like little hot pants shorts like that I can put underneath the really short ones just in case. So it looks a bit like you're wearing a skirt rather than like if it's like really that short, because there is some that are like really, really minuscule. And, you know, that way you can still wear them and feel confident that, you know.
Doesn't matter if you accidentally flash or whatever.
But even if you do, like I feel I've been to so many bars where girls accidentally flash and I was just there like, well, she's having a good time.
Exactly.
Like, but also...
Especially on your hen do.
Life is for living and having fun.
Exactly.
And like, you know, don't not wear the dress.
I agree.
Regret it. I do use a thing. A girlfriend stayed at the weekend and she was like, how do I not know about this? It's so good, because she was putting on her legs. The brand is This Works.
Oh yeah, I know
and
that.
it's called Perfect Body Legs, and it's like this bronze tint,
like
a shimmery tint.
Yeah.
So I wear it everywhere. Wherever I'm going out, wherever the skin's showing, I put it, and it's just such a nice like gleam.
Yeah.
And gives you, and like if you haven't had time to fake tan or whatever, then it hides like veins or broken capillaries, whatever, like bruises.
Yeah.
It's so good.
I will say though, a fake tan does help. I don't know about you guys, but my legs are like chicken white. It is nice to have a bit of like tan on there when you're wearing something really short.
Oh my god, 100%.
I think as well, just if you want to physically feel a little bit more protected, you can get some really good tights now in all sorts of different shades as well. So if you do just, I know traditionally like skin coloured tights aren't very cool, but I do feel like Heist and like there are so many amazing brands now that I think do things like that with the sort of, even if you flashed your bum wearing them, you wouldn't see because they've kind of got almost like those built-in short things.
Exactly.
So I feel like she, depending on what her shoe situation is, obviously not open toe ones, but you could. Another option is to just
But either way, do not return the dress.
Exactly.
Under any circumstance.
No.
Because
exactly.
you'll regret it when you're 50 and you're like, I should have worn that dress.
I know.
Yeah, exactly.
Agree. Yeah. There we go. Great advice. Well, I think we'll leave it there today. Thanks everyone for watching and listening. If you enjoyed that, please do rate, review, subscribe and tell your friends. And if you have any questions for us next time, please do email us at podcast@sherlock's.com. We love hearing from you and we'll see you next time. Goodbye.